Some performances don't just make actors famous, they change their lives forever. From roles that broke their minds to moments that reshaped their beliefs, these are the stories of actors who were never the same after stepping into character. LaKeith Stanfield's role in Judas and the Black Messiah pushed him to emotional depths he had never experienced before. Playing William O'Neill, an FBI informant involved in the assassination of Fred Hampton, became so intense that his body and mind reacted as if the events were real. Stanfield admitted it often felt like he was truly betraying Chairman Hampton, which left a lasting impact on his mental state. The experience led him to start therapy, something he had previously resisted, and he now continues it alongside yoga and meditation to process the emotional weight of the role. Charlize Theron pushed herself to the limit while filming Æon Flux, and one stunt nearly changed her life forever. During a botched backflip, she landed on her neck and suffered a severe herniated disc, forcing the production to shut down for 2 months. The injury was so serious that she later revealed she was close to being paralyzed. Even after the cameras stopped rolling, the effects stayed with her for years, and she eventually underwent surgery in 2013 to repair the damage. That terrifying experience completely shifted Theron's approach to stunt work, teaching her to prioritize safety over risk, a lesson she carried into every role that followed. Janet Leigh's unforgettable shower scene in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho became one of the most iconic moments in horror history, but it also left a lasting impact on her real life. After filming the infamous Bates Motel sequence, Leigh admitted she never felt comfortable taking showers again. From that point on, she switched to baths and developed strict precautions whenever she did have to shower, locking doors and windows, leaving the curtain open, and always keeping her eyes on the door. Lady Gaga's dedication to playing Patrizia Reggiani in House of Gucci pushed her to the edge, both mentally and emotionally. To fully embody the role, she stayed in character throughout the entire shoot, speaking in Patrizia's accent and living her life as if she were her. But the intensity came with a cost. By the end of filming, Gaga needed a psychiatric nurse on set to support her mental health. She admitted that her complete immersion in the character sometimes went too far, making it difficult to separate herself from the role. Geena Davis was so determined to play Thelma in Thelma and Louise that she had her agent call director Ridley Scott every single week for an entire year until she landed the role. But what happened after the film changed her life forever. Seeing how deeply the movie resonated with women worldwide, Davis realized how rare strong female roles were in Hollywood. That moment shifted her entire path. She went on to found the Geena Davis Institute on Gender and Media, dedicated to improving representation for women and girls in entertainment. James Cromwell's role in Babe didn't just earn him acclaim, it completely transformed his life. While playing the gentle farmer alongside a talking pig, he witnessed firsthand the intelligence and emotions of the animals on set. One moment in particular struck him deeply, watching a tiny piglet experience grass and open skies for the first time. That experience changed everything for Cromwell, leading him to adopt a fully vegan lifestyle. Since then, he has become a passionate advocate for animal rights, dedicating himself to causes close to his heart, especially those involving pigs. Colin Firth's dedication to portraying King George VI in The King's Speech went far beyond memorizing lines. It changed the way he spoke in real life. To accurately depict the monarch's debilitating stammer, Firth trained extensively with a vocal coach, studied recordings of George VI's speeches, and perfected his nervous tics and speech patterns. But immersing himself so deeply in the role had unexpected side effects. Even months after filming wrapped, Firth occasionally found himself slipping into the stammer during casual conversations. The role earned him an Oscar, but it also left a lingering trace of King George's struggles in his own voice. Sarah Paulson's award-winning performances in The People vs. O.J. Simpson and American Horror Story came with an unexpected consequence. She developed a smoking habit she never had before. Playing real-life prosecutor Marcia Clark, a known chain smoker, required Paulson to light up repeatedly on set. At first, she hated it, but after smoking multiple times a day during filming, the cravings kicked in for real. Soon, she found herself looking forward to scenes where she had to smoke, something she never imagined would happen. Christina Applegate poured so much of herself into playing Jen Harding on Dead to Me that the role left a lasting mark on her life. To bring Jen's grief to the screen, she tapped into her own personal losses, which made the performance incredibly raw and emotional. But that intensity came with a cost. The role left her emotionally drained and even led her to start therapy afterward. On top of the mental toll, the physical demands were just as intense, including a taxing dance scene that left her in traction for a week. Isabelle Adjani's performance in Possession is considered one of the most haunting in horror history, but it came at a heavy personal cost. Playing Anna required her to endure extreme physical and emotional demands, especially during the infamous subway scene that has since become legendary. The role pushed Adjani so far that after filming Wrapped, she revealed it took her years of therapy to fully recover and separate herself from the character. The psychological toll was so profound that she vowed never to take on a role like Anna again. Kyle Richards was just 9 years old when she starred in the original Halloween, and while her character survived Michael Myers on screen, the experience haunted her for years. Seeing the finished film for the first time left her terrified, convinced that Myers was hiding in every dark corner of her childhood home. The fear ran so deep that Richards refused to sleep alone, insisting on sharing her mother's bed until she was 15. JoBeth Williams' time filming Poltergeist was unsettling enough on set, but the strange experiences didn't stop there. While working on the horror classic, she began noticing eerie occurrences at home that left her questioning if something had followed her back. Almost every night after filming, she would return to find the pictures on her walls mysteriously crooked. She'd straighten them, only to come home the next day and discover they were tilted again. With Poltergeist already infamous for its cursed set, these unexplained events added an extra layer of real-life fear for Williams, making the film one of her most haunting experiences. Bob Hoskins' unforgettable performance in Who Framed Roger Rabbit came with an unexpected cost. To bring Eddie Valiant's world to life, he spent months acting alongside characters that didn't exist, forcing himself to visualize Roger and the rest of the animated cast during every scene. Hoskins became so immersed in the role that, after filming Wrapped, he continued hallucinating Roger Rabbit and even found himself talking to characters who weren't there. The experience was so intense that his doctor eventually advised him to take a break from acting. Kumail Nanjiani's role as Kingo in Marvel's Eternals was supposed to be a career highlight, but the film's negative reception hit him harder than expected. When the movie received poor reviews, Nanjiani admitted he became obsessed with reading every critique and checking reactions constantly. The constant focus on public opinion began taking a toll on his mental health and his personal life, leading him to start therapy. Even now, he still talks about the experience with his therapist, working through the pressure and disappointment. Bill Skarsgård's chilling transformation into Pennywise in it terrified audiences, but the role also haunted him long after filming ended. To bring the sinister clown to life, he immersed himself so deeply in the character that letting go became nearly impossible. After production wrapped, Skarsgård revealed that Pennywise lingered in his subconscious, invading his dreams and causing recurring nightmares for months. Skarsgård delivered an unforgettable performance, but escaping Pennywise proved far harder than becoming him.